Am I the a-hole for telling my fiancé I don't want her to wear her late husband's wedding ring during our ceremony? I, 30 male, am engaged to Emily, 30 female, and we're getting married this fall. I love her deeply, and I've never been more sure about anything in my life. That said, there's one thing that's been eating at me, and I'm not sure if I'm being selfish or just honest. Emily was married once before to a guy named Tyler. They got married young, early 20s, and he passed away in a car accident about 5 years ago. It was sudden and tragic, and from everything I've heard, they were truly in love. I met Emily 2 years after his death. At first, she was very open about it, and I respected that. And I knew coming into the relationship that it wasn't her first great love. And I was okay with that. I am mostly. Over the years, I supported her through moments of grief, anniversaries, random waves of sadness. She still visits his grave on his birthday, and she keeps a box of his things in our closet. I've never touched it. She showed me a few pictures of them together, and I've listened to her talk about what kind of person he was. I tried really hard to respect that part of her life, which brings me to now. A few weeks ago, Emily told me she plans to wear Tyler's wedding ring on a chain around her neck. On her wedding day, she explained it as a quiet tribute, not something she wants to announce or make a big deal about, just something personal. She said she wouldn't be where she is now without having gone through that loss, and she feels like carrying that part of her story into the new chapter is meaningful. I didn't say much at the time because I didn't know how to respond, but the more I sat with it, the more it bothered me, so I finally told her how I felt. I said, I want our wedding day to be a celebration of us, and it's hard for me to wrap my head around the idea of her wearing another man's wedding ring, even if he's gone. I told her it makes me feel like I'm sharing the most important day of my life with someone who's not here. I said it makes me feel like second place. She got very quiet and told me that she wasn't choosing him over me, and that she's allowed to honor her past while still moving forward. She said grief isn't a door you close, it just becomes part of who you are. I get that. I really do, but at the same time, I don't think I'm asking something outrageous by wanting this one day, our day, to be the life we're building together, not the one she lost. Since then, there's been a weird tension between us. She hasn't brought it up again, but she hasn't said she changed her mind either. I feel like the bad guy, like I'm trying to erase someone important to her, but I'm also struggling with the idea of standing at the altar and knowing she's literally carrying a symbol of her first marriage, as she says, vows to start a new one with me. I've told no one in my life about this, not my friends, not my family, because I know how it might sound, but internally it's tearing me up. I don't want to hurt her, and I definitely don't want to start a marriage of resentment or guilt. But am I wrong for what I said? I haven't asked her not to wear explicitity yet, but made it clear I'm not comfortable with it. Ooh, honestly, just because I've not lost a partner like that, it's really hard to determine. I wouldn't know what to think in that situation either. I'd like to hear others' opinions because I'm a little stumped on this one. I feel like they both got good opinions or good reasons, but definitely a really difficult one.